Just drink. Just don't.
Your identity is defined by society. You cannot resist it. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the resources to understand that something's being put over on you. You cannot but help believe the definition of you as a free agent. But you believe yourself to be a free agent as a result of not being free. That is to say, of being hopelessly unable to resist society's identification of you.
There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interests. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table to figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork, and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back, so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later, because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long, when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, but you have to be asleep to believe it.
After listening to this, you will never look at life the same again. Anyone who has ever taken an economics class has heard the phrase, "There is no such thing as a free lunch." It means that everything has a cost. Even if that cost is not always immediately apparent. To achieve anything, you must give up something else. In today's happiness-obsessed culture, most pursue just the opposite. Happiness with no costs, all benefits. We want the rewards without the risks, the gain without the pain. But, ironically, it is this unwillingness to sacrifice anything, to give up anything, that makes us more miserable. As with anything else, happiness has costs. It's not free. And despite what CoverGirl or Tony Robbins or the Dalai Lama once told you, it's not always easy breezy either. Number one, you must accept imperfection and flaws. Many people believe that if they just collect a house, a spouse, a car, and 2.5 children, everything will be perfect. Life has a checklist. Problems don't go away. They change and evolve. And the quicker we accept that the point of life is progress and not perfection, the sooner we can all order a pizza and go home. Perfection is an idealization. It's something that is approached, but never reached. Whatever your conception of perfect is in your pretty little head, it is in itself an imperfect concept. There is no perfect. There is only what you wish in your head. We don't get to decide what perfection is. We don't know. All we can know is what is better or worse than what is now. And even then, we're often wrong. When we let go of our concept of what is perfect and what should be, we relieve ourselves of the stress and frustration of living up to some arbitrary standard. And usually this standard isn't even ours. It's a standard we adopted from other people. Accepting imperfection is hard. because it forces us to accept that we have to live with things we don't like. Number 2, you must take responsibility for your problems. Blaming the world for our problems is the easy way out. It's tempting and it can even be satisfying. We're the victims and we get to be all emo and indignant at all the terrible injustices that have just been inflicted upon us. We wallow in our imagined victimhood so as to make ourselves feel unique and special in ways we never get to feel unique and special anywhere else. But our problems are not unique, and in ourselves, we are not all that special. The beauty of accepting the imperfection of your own knowledge is that you can no longer be certain that you're not to blame for your own problems. Are you really late because of traffic? Or could you have left earlier? Is it really the incompetence of your manager that lost you your promotion? Or was there something more you could have done? The truth is usually somewhere around both, although it varies from situation to situation. The point is that you can only fix your own imperfections and not the imperfections of others. So you may as well get to work on them. Blaming others for the problems in your life may give you a smidgen of short-term relief. But ultimately, it implies something entirely insidious, that you are incapable of controlling your own fate. And that's the most depressing assumption of all to live with. Number 3, you must feel the fear and do it anyway. Bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery is feeling the fear, the doubt, the insecurity, and deciding that something else is more important. If we identify with our moment-to-moment emotional states and sensitivities, our happiness will surge and crash like a deregulated Wall Street derivatives orgy. For those of you who don't know anything about Wall Street, that's really bad. We want sturdy, resilient happiness, not derivatives orgies. True, long-lasting, kid-tested, and mother-approved happiness is not derived from our immediate emotional states. Being constantly greedy is not only impossible, but it would be unbearably annoying, but rather is derived from the deeper values we define for ourselves. Our ultimate life satisfaction is not defined by what we do and what happens to us, but why we do what we do and why it happens to us. Number 4, you must find a deeper purpose to your actions. A better way of saying this is you must choose what is motivating you. Is it something superficial or external, or something deeper and more meaningful? Being motivated by money for the sake of money leads to unstable emotional regulation and a lot of obnoxious and superficial behavior. Being motivated by money so that one can provide a good life for their family and children is a much sturdier foundation to work with. That deeper purpose will motivate one through the stress and fear and inevitable complications that a more superficial motivation would not. Being motivated by the approval of others leads to needy and unattractive behavior. Being motivated by the approval of others because you're an artist and you would want to construct art that moves and inspires people in new and powerful ways is far more sustainable and noble. You'll be able to work through disapproval, embarrassments, and the occasional disaster. How does one find their deeper purpose? Well, it's not easy. But then again, robust and resilient lifelong happiness isn't easy either. But here's a hint. It has something to do with growth and contribution. Growth means finding a way to make yourself a better person. Contribution means finding a way to make other people better. Look for ways that can integrate those into your motivations.
I maintain, don't stay the same. Into a few things I grow. Sometimes insane, don't stay in my lane. Ran a few niggas off my road. I came from pain, I came from kings, I came from ghetto family. I came from niggas who made their own awards, they ghetto Grammys. I came from Mansa Musa, bitch, I came from Pangea. Yeah, bitch, I came from original man, I'm mystical man right here. I'm dripping this Kimmon on all these niggas and I got the most grand ideas. They playing my pain, they plan to take my name, they playing my tears. Niggas on Black Wall Street running from bombs, cause they cracked the code. I saw the police raid that house next door, I was 9 years old. The news keep telling me lies, I'm tired and I ain't gon' take it no more. I'm never little kid looking back, he was always rich, you can make yourself glow. Original man, melanin man, you know. Original melanin man, you know. It's all factual, it's all natural. I'm all natural, ooh girl, you know. I gave birth to all these plants, I'm the same color as soil. I hope you can embrace these facts, I hope your blood don't boil. I'm God innovative, I fed these roots and hold these trees in place. They walk all over me, drop bombs on me, they beat my face. I pulled through Gordon Park, my bubble out lakes, I'm jamming screw. I pulled through Euclid Creek when Mace was free and life was cool. I felt that love in Cleveland, we ain't even heard about nothing like that. Nobody would've ever told me to watch how whole city got my back. I thank God for that, I'm inspired by that. Stick together, work together, we can acquire all that. Gotta explode, not implode, I'ma expose, I'ma impose, I'ma say something, I'ma do something, not fake roll.